By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the Capital One Venture X and the SavorOne is the best combination out there for maximizing your value. I'm also going to share tips to be instantly approved, how to use the top travel perks, as well as hacks to maximize every dollar that you spend, so make sure you don't skip around too much in the video. But quickly starting off with a comparison to other credit card duos out there, like the American Express Gold and the Platinum card. The Amex setup costs about $1,000 per year, which is $695 for the Platinum card and $295 for the Gold card. And yes, while they do offer some decent perks, I'm going to show you why the Capital One duo that comes in with a combined annual fee of only $395 pretty much beats American Express on almost every level. But stick around because we're going to revisit this comparison, but let's start off with the most important thing, which is the annual fees. The Capital One Venture X only costs $395, and you compare that with the Amex Platinum, which is $695, and the Gold card, which is $295, the Venture X already is pulling ahead. Also giving you this $300 annual travel credit just for keeping the card, we're effectively bringing down the annual fee to only $95. Now, when we add in the 10,000 anniversary miles, again just for keeping the card, that's worth about $100. Effectively, we're making money on this card without even using it. American Express, on the other hand, you have to work way harder to start actually making money on all these fees. But now let's combine all those rewards on the Venture X to the rewards with the SavorOne. This card has no annual fee and gives you 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at grocery stores. Keep in mind, the 3% cash back, I'm going to show you a hack on, let's just say, how to get a lot more money. Not even counting this $200 sign-up bonus after spending $500 in 3 months, irrelevant, but you're already way ahead of the American Express cards. And I promise it gets way better. By the end of the video, you're going to know how to effectively get 3 times, triple the amount of rewards per dollar spent compared to American Express and Chase Bank, so continue watching. And before we go into how to actually earn more with these cards, I do want to highlight one key feature. With the Capital One Venture X, you get up to 4 authorized users completely free, and here's the crazy part. They also get airport lounge access. For the Amex cards and the Chase cards, you have to pay per authorized user, and they don't even really get access to the lounges. So if this already sounds like a crazy deal, you definitely want to stick around because we're about to talk about how you can earn more with this combo to completely crush the competition. So the way that you can earn on these cards is pretty straightforward compared to the other duos out there. With the Venture X, you get 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x on flights booked through Capital One Travel Portal, which is kind of where the value starts to add up because let's say you spend $3,000 on a family vacation on hotels and rental cars, then you already are at 30,000 points just for the booking. Compare this to the Amex Platinum, which is 5x on flights and hotels. You could spend half the money on the Venture X and get the same amount of miles, which is a huge difference. But then we throw back in the SavorOne, which is giving us 3% cash back on dining, groceries, entertainment, and streaming services, which is practically everyday expenses. The Amex Platinum doesn't even give you any benefits or perks with dining and groceries. However, it does come on the Gold card, but again, that comes at a $295 annual fee. So some quick math to make it make sense, and if you appreciate all the math I'm doing and the video so far, please, if it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button if you want to make more, save more, and raise your credit. But let's say you spend $5,000 a year on travel and $3,000 on dining and groceries, which is pretty reasonable. Effectively, that's 50,000 miles with Capital One plus an additional $90 in cash back. But we can't stop there. I'm about to show you how you can maximize these travel perks and some secret hacks for a lot of cash back that you probably haven't heard anywhere else. Which brings us to hack number 1, using our Capital One Venture X, and thankfully I have this card so I could show you in my portal. So by now you already are familiar with the 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through this portal. Here's what you don't know. After booking our hotel stay, you can erase the charge on your credit card statement while still earning the 10x miles, and here's how to do it. So after booking this hotel room, you simply flip back to the screen and you use the covered travel purchases. Here's the problem with this. If you don't book in the portal or it's not a travel related expense, it's going to not be picked up by the software, so make sure you book it in the portal to not only get the 10x miles, but let Capital One system recognize this expense. It's a little confusing, I understand, so let me give you an example. Basically, you're double dipping, something you just can't do with American Express. So let's say you book a $500 hotel and you earn 5,000 Capital One points. Then you redeem some miles to erase that charge, but you still keep the miles you actually accumulated by booking the hotel. So it's a win-win. So keep that in mind for a minute, but let me show you how you can also supercharge this with the SavorOne to earn a ton of miles. So if you remember from before, you do know that the Capital One SavorOne gives us 3% cash back on dining and groceries. What you don't know is you could transfer those cash back to a one-to-one point transfer and convert them into miles using your SavorOne to the Capital One Venture X travel portal. And this is where the point earning benefits start to get out of hand. And to take it even further, let me show you another trick. To maximize all these miles I just showed you how to get, we're going to utilize what's called a transfer rewards program. Basically, instead of limiting ourselves to a one-to-one points transfer when redeeming our miles for free travel, you're going to take advantage of transferring these points to the airline or hotel partners and rewards program they offer to get double, triple the rewards on all of our miles. If you see here, there's 17 available with Capital One, but if we scroll back up to the top here, there's a bonus offering, meaning for a limited time until September 29, we're allowed to transfer these points at a 20% bonus to Flying Blue. Keep in mind, your bonus is the same that I can see here. It's universal and it changes weekly, monthly, and yearly, so it's something you kind of have to stay up to date on. So instead of using 60,000 miles to book, let's say, an economy ticket to fly from Florida to New York if I was going back home, you could use those same 60,000 miles, transfer them to, let's say, Turkish Airways, and get a business class flight, which is the equivalent of, let's say, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for the same 60,000 miles. Now, not taking anything from American Express or Chase because they also have transfer partners, but with Capital One, the point of this is you're earning them at a way faster pace. Stick with me, I have a few more quick things to go over about maximizing your value, then I promise I'm going to go over a tip to be instantly approved for both of these cards. This one may not be relevant to everyone, so I'll keep it quick, but if you find yourself renting cars often, Capital One Venture X basically gives you the Hertz President Circle status, which allows you to skip the line at the airport for the rental car counter, get free upgrades, discounts, and much more. In the same way, you get a $100 TSA Global pre-check credit, which again helps you to speed up your time at the airport by allowing you to skip the line at the airport. Basically that thing where you see people, they don't have to take off their shoes or don't take the computer out of the bag and skip the line at security. Important to note, Amex does offer those benefits as well, but again, you're getting it at a fraction of the price with Capital One. Now that you're probably sold on these cards, let me show you an easy way to see if you could get approved without really impacting your credit score, starting off with what's called a pre-approval. So a pre-approval tool is something you should be using with any credit card you apply for, and here's why. Basically, you can see if you have a good chance of being approved without actually impacting your credit score. Think of it like the bank taking a peek at your finances and credit report before actually you feel comfortable sending in the full application. Having your income, mortgage, credit card spend, all of that stuff ready to go will just help you out. Important to note, Capital One Venture X and the SavorOne both offer this tool, so if you're pre-approved, you probably are pretty safe to send in the full application. But let's say you send it in and you're denied, you could always try this as well, which is taking advantage of the Capital One reconsideration line. Basically, this gives you the opportunity to speak to an agent from the underwriting department at Capital One. You get to plead your case on why you should be approved for the credit cards, and then ultimately, hopefully overturn your denial. I understand we did go over a lot, so let's circle back to the math. With the Capital One Venture X and the Capital One SavorOne, you're paying $395 annually, but you are effectively getting 10x back on travel, 3x on groceries and at dining, and practically maximizing every mile that you get with transfer partners. Compare that with American Express, and you're technically paying over $1,000 for way less in benefits. After breaking it down, you can clearly see why you're getting triple the value with the Capital One credit cards. And if you're ready to start earning, I do have affiliate links down in the description. They do help support my page at no cost to you. So thank you in advance for using them, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Also consider checking out this video right here. YouTube thinks might be best for you. See you next time.